They're not sending their best. They're sending people that have lots of problems. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people.
Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So if you haven't heard yet, a bigoted, sexist, Hitler-loving man just won the Republican nomination for governor in North Carolina. It is so on brand for their party, right? Mark Robinson, who refers to himself in third person, has made absolutely heinous statements about everyone from school shooting survivors to sexual assault victims. And the Republican Party just loves him. Go figure. And he's a black man. Even more disturbing, right? I mean, he's literally like a Chappelle character come to life. So Robinson once referred to school shooting survivors as media prostitutes, you know, like prostitutes, because they dare to speak out about gun violence and gun reform. He also posted a meme mocking Harvey Weinstein victim Ashley Judd. And on a 2018 podcast, he said the left is going after, quote, the Harvey Weinsteins and the Bill Cosbys to replicate Soviet-era intimidation. Yeah, not because they are repeated rapists, not because they have been proven to be heinous, vile, sexual predators. This guy is sick. So Robinson posted another meme insulting female celebrities for wearing, quote, whore dresses to protest sexual harassment. Yeah, because apparently men just can't help themselves. Men are, no better than animals. So, women have to dress like nuns, apparently, because men just can't control their animal urges. He also referred to the LGBTQ plus community as, quote, filth and a, quote, tool of the devil. And Robinson said that homosexuality will lead to pedophilia. He even said that cow manure is superior to same-sex relationships because cow manure serves a, quote, purpose. And when Robinson once spoke in church, because this guy is a pastor, believe it or not, people actually go to see this lunatic. He had a complete meltdown about two men kissing on TV. And he said, quote, ain't no child got no business seeing no two men kiss. If they did, God would have made it that way. He didn't. I mean, apparently he did, right? God made free will. God, if you believe that God is responsible for everything, God does everything. God is the puppet master of all of us, and everything is preordained. It's his will. Then it's his will for two men to be gay. Then it's his will for TV to be a thing. It's his will for people to open up their minds and stop judging and stop being bigots and allow two men on TV to kiss. I don't know. I guess Robinson is saying God makes mistakes. But anyway, Robinson thinks that he should be able to spew all of this nonsense without consequences. He said, quote, because I'm a Christian, because I believe that homosexuality is a sin and adultery is a sin and fornication is a sin, but chiefly because I believe homosexuality is a sin, these people want to call me names and push me out of the public square. That is not how this country was designed to work. I'm all for free speech. I am 100% for free speech, even for people like Robinson, who I think is gross. But Robinson is absolutely allowed to say whatever he wants and then absolutely allowed to be ridiculed and shamed for it. That is exactly how this country was designed to work. People like Robinson forget that free speech is for all of us. It's not just for the bigoted bullies who want to tell other people how they should and shouldn't live and who they can and can't be or who they can and can't love. It's for everybody. And who wants to tell this guy about Donald Trump? Huh? Who wants to tell him about all of the adultery with Donald Trump and the allegation that he raped and beat a 13-year-old child at Jeffrey Epstein's New York mansion? Anyway, Robinson also said that transgender people should go to the bathroom, quote, outside with the dogs. All in caps, by the way, with an exclamation point. And then he complained about a, quote, globalist conspiracy to destroy Donald Trump. And Robinson was once interviewed by a pastor, and this pastor was saying in the interview that the four horsemen of the apocalypse includes China, the CIA, Islam, and the Rothschild family of, quote, international bankers that rule every single national or Federal Reserve type style of central bank in every single country. This is a well-known conspiracy theory propagated by anti-Semitic people and groups. Robinson sat there nodding and agreed with this lunacy, and he said to the pastor, quote, that's exactly right. And Robinson also referred to DACA as, quote, dumb-ass communist Americans. Now, for anyone who's maybe from another country, they're unfamiliar with the term DACA, it actually stands for Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. And that is a program that was created to protect immigrants who were brought to the U.S. as children. So, given Robinson's hateful views, it's no big surprise he has been endorsed by Trump. And Robinson is another do as I say, not as I do Republican, because he admits he paid for his girlfriend's abortion in 1989. Now, Robinson says, quote, I don't care if you're 24 hours pregnant. I don't care if you're 24 weeks pregnant. I don't care. If you kill that youngin', it is murder. And Robinson's team is using the Trump playbook. They're trying to bat away criticism of his reprehensible views. A spokesperson for Robinson said, quote, it's sad but not surprising that there's no low the Democrats and their allies in the media won't stoop to smear Mark Robinson. How exactly is it smearing someone by repeating what they've said and sharing the images that he himself posted on social media sites? What I find very telling is Robinson's spokesperson is saying, and some of his supporters, they told the Washington Post, oh, I don't believe what they're saying about him. I don't believe that he said these things. They're saying this is a smear job. It's fake news. So they obviously believe that the things that have come out of his mouth, which they don't believe did, but the things that have come out of his mouth, they believe that they're bad enough that they could be used to smear someone and to try to destroy their candidacy and their political future. Because they're not saying, oh, who cares? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that statement. There's nothing wrong with that meme. They know that the things that he has said are bad enough to be used to smear someone. But they refuse to accept that he said it or that he posted these things. And Robinson himself is not even denying it. He instead is trying to say, oh, none of this matters because I was a private citizen when I said those things and when I did these things. In a 2021 news conference, Robinson said, quote, when I made those posts as a private citizen, I was speaking directly to issues that I'm passionate about. As a public servant, I have to put those opinions behind me and do what's right for everyone in North Carolina. I'm grown enough to do that. Is he really? It blows my mind that Republican voters are unwilling to believe gross comments made by a candidate when he himself isn't even denying them. He's like, no, I did, but there's nothing wrong with it. And they're like, nope, you didn't do it. So Let's hope there's enough decent people in North Carolina that this guy cannot possibly win in November. But he is already the lieutenant governor. So enough people already voted for him to be the lieutenant governor. It's unreal how low the Republican Party has sunk. And here's the thing, I do want to point this out. Everybody is talking about him being anti-Semitic. And yes, there is a lot of evidence that he has, said things that can be construed as being anti-Semitic, as being, just a conspiracy theorist about Jewish people. There is one post, though, that people are pointing to, or one sentence out of a post in which it has been taken out of context. If you read the full post, he was referring to gun rights. He was not referring to whether or not the Holocaust occurred and whether or not Hitler rounded up Jewish people and murdered them. He is referring to gun rights. So if you take the full statement in context, it is not what it's being portrayed in the media. And here's why I'm bringing this up. Not to give this guy a pass, because he is disgusting. I believe, again, in free speech, but if I had my way, this guy would never be elevated to a position of power because he is dangerous. But here's the thing. There's already enough out there about him that we don't need to cherry pick like the right does, like Tucker Carlson did with the January 6 videos. We don't need to cherry pick and make this guy sound bad. He already makes himself sound bad. And when we do that, when we twist something, when we take one line out of an entire statement and we, manipulate it to make it sound like something that it's not, then it gives him a great opportunity to tell his supporters, see what they're doing. They're twisting my words. They're taking things out of context. You can't trust anything they say. And then people are unwilling to hear the rest of the vile, hateful, disgusting rhetoric that he has spewed out of his pie hole. So don't do that. Look things up for yourself. Review things to make sure before you share, so that you know what it is you're sharing and you know that it's legitimate, and so that we're actually hitting him with facts, so that he doesn't have this talking point about how the media twists things and, he's some great guy and the media is fake news. Okay, so anyway, I will let you know when I hear more, but yeah, Republicans sure can pick them, huh? Yeah. All the best people, and some, I assume, are good people. All right, thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like this video, share it, become a subscriber if you have not, become a donor if you can, or leave a tip or a super thanks. Truly appreciate it. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.